Was it like this when you had it?
No, it was rather more grimy. It looked a bit smaller than this, and must have been the same size, obviously, but it's been painted white.
What was it like to be the idol of your generation at Cambridge, which you were, really, weren't you?
Didn't think of it in those terms, but I suppose the biggest sign was that voices and catchphrases of mine were going round at least in footlight circles. I was never anything to do with the union and that sort of thing. Very pleasurable.
People imitating you?
Yes.
Which they do still, don't they?
To a certain extent, yes. Certain voices creep in now and then, yes.
What do you feel when people come up to you and use a voice or use a phrase that you know is yours or began as yours?
I'm always very pleased. Like, I think one of my proudest achievements, I think, is to have started you're actual this, you're actual that. I think that was me. I'm very proud of it, if it was me.
Are there dangers in that early success?
I don't really know. I just enjoyed it a lot, and I've done fairly well since, and I've enjoyed that a lot. If I start feeling tremendously gloomy about my career at some stage later, I may look back and say, well, yes, it was because I was successful too early, and that's the reason. But no, I can't really see them.
You don't feel there are penalties or prices to be paid for the success or for the effort of it?
No, it seemed effortless because the work was so enjoyable, and I was prolific. And no.
I was thinking of one thing which you have talked about or commented on, and which was reported at the time, which was that you had a drink problem at one point. And I wonder whether that was, A, true, and B, whether it was because of the pressure you were putting yourself under.
The only time I've seen anything reported about drink was when I was touring Australia with Dudley. And we were very well entertained in Australia. And I tended to have too much to drink before the show, and we reached an agreement that I wouldn't have a drink before the show. And on the whole, I kept to it.
But was it spoiling your performances?
No, it was spoiling the performance for Dudley, in that I would wing off in various directions. It wasn't sort of noticeable to an audience, but I'd take off and ad-lib all over the place. Very annoying for him.
Did it disturb you or worry you?
It disturbed me that it angered Dudley and caused difficulties there. Happened a bit in the States as well. He used to get very, very cross with me about that.
He did?
Yes, rightly so.
Why?
What with me winging off totally away from the sketch and having a very good time myself and him not. Extremely annoying.
When you look back on 20 years since you were here, starting off in Footlights and with the things that have happened since, what do you feel? Do you feel a great sense of achievement? Are you aware of what other people say about you, that you've actually totally changed the face of English humour, revolutionised it in some way?
Who said that? There was a very nice quote from John Cleese, I understand, in The Guardian.
Most of the people who worked with you have said that you were the person who showed them the way, or that you were the most inspired humorist of all of them.
Well, this is no time for false modesty. I agree completely. In one fairly substantial area of comedy, I feel that in the same way in my time. In my view, Spike did it for a whole generation of comedy with a Goon Show.
You really do feel it about yourself?
Yes.
I was afraid for a moment you were teasing me again.
No, not teasing you at all.